Heyo, it's Theo, and for this week's video, I want to be telling you some of the things that annoy me most in everyday life. Because let's face it, we all get annoyed by something or other. Also, a big thank you to Priscilla Rios on Instagram for suggesting I make this video. So here are a few general things that annoy me in life. Number 1, when people say something doesn't have to be perfect. So like you're making a project or doing a project with a few other people and you're editing it or fixing it up and you're like, oh, why don't we change that part? And someone's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And yes, I know it doesn't have to be perfect, but if we can make something better, why wouldn't we? Like the other day, I was in class making a stop motion video with some friends. And we got down to editing it. I was like, ooh, that seems a bit stuffed up. Let's cut out that bit. And they were like, oh, who cares, stuff it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We had the time and the ability, so if you have the chance to improve it, why wouldn't you? When people say that, just really annoys me. Number 2, when you're buttering a piece of bread or a roll or something, and the butter is so hard, it tears the bread. It's so annoying because like buttering, and it's so hard to butter when the butter's hard, and then the bread just gets ripped up and everything. It's just like, ugh. So then I gotta soften the butter in the microwave, but the bottom ends up melting and the rest just ends up staying hard. It's like, why can't you just be soft butter? Number 3, when time goes so fast. It seems as though every year I get older, the years just go faster and faster. Like 2014 just started. It can't be almost halfway through. There's moments when you want time to go fast, like during school or a subject you really hate, but life in general is just going way too fast and it's so annoying. I don't want to be grown up. Number 4, when people think they understand you, but they don't. Like when you're trying to explain something to someone and they're like, yeah, I get it, Theo, and you're like, you don't understand. And they're like, yeah, blah, 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 you blah, 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 blah. And you're like, that is nothing like what I'm saying. So like, they might think you're against something, like, oh, you're against blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I'm not against it, I'm just, whatever. Or what's maybe even worse is when you're trying to explain something to someone and they're so determined not to listen or take your side of view, they're just like, blah, 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 I'm not listening, blah, 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 blah. And it's so irritating. You're like, just listen, please, let me explain. And then they might stop for a second, so you start to talk again, but then they just start up again, they're like, blah, 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 not listening, blah, 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 blah. And it goes on forever, and it's just one of the most annoying things ever. Anytime anyone does that to me, I just want to rip the throat off. Number 5, when a parent or teacher says, don't talk back to me, but you're just trying to explain your side or your point. Maybe they get you in trouble for something, and you try and defend yourself, but instead they're just like, don't talk back to me, and you're like, but, and then they like just make your punishment worse and get you into even more trouble. Let me defend myself, or have my say, or let me tell you my side of the story. If you agreed with any of these things, or just enjoyed gaming, get frustrated by my own frustrations, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And let's see if we can get it to 200 million likes. Also leave a comment telling me some things or something that you get annoyed by or that annoys you. Thanks a ton for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Adios, amigos. Bye!